Oh, hey. Hi. I'm Ed. So I played a bad deck at regionals. I got 11th place, and I just wanted to show it to you guys. It's a 60 card Runic Adventure Plunder Patrol. So here's the deck. Oh well, I guess I play this deck because I really like adventure cards and I really like Runic cards. I didn't know which version to play, so I kind of just added it all together, and it like flowed really well. Because like one of the issues with Plunder Patrol is like drawing too many Plunder Patrols. So then if you like draw into Runic cards or adventure cards, it's like more gas. So yeah, I really like this deck. So here it is. I don't suggest playing it though, because I don't know, it's not that great. 3 Whitebeard. Basically, what he does is if he goes to graveyard, he can special summon any Plunder Patrol from your deck, and then on your opponent's turn, he can tag himself out, make himself an equip card, depending on your opponent's monster's attributes in the graveyard or on field, and then summon an extra deck monster. He's like the heart and soul of the deck. Yeah, basically, once you see him, you see every other Plunder Patrol. He's really good. The next best one, well, I guess the next best one in this version is Golden Hair. It's really good, specifically, I guess, in a 60 card version, because one of the issues is like you won't be you might cut yourself off of your Plunder engine. But the good thing about playing 3 Golden Hair is once you see her, every single turn you can just discard a card to keep summoning her. That's her effect, and then you're locked into Plunder Patrols, and she's the other tuner of the deck. You basically just want to always see a tuner, and then you'll be able to just play the game. 2 Bluebeard. He is not as good in this version. I'm only playing 2 because I wanted to up the amount of Plunder cards in my deck. Because I'm playing a 60 card deck, I wanted to see more Plunder cards because I still need stuff to discard. He's cool because he lets you extend, and then you plus a lot in this deck. So then his effect to when he gets sent to the graveyard in any way, you can discard a card to draw a card. Comes up really to like filtering out the deck. And then 2 Black Eyes. He's really good. He just adds back 1 and special summons himself, but you're locked into Plunders. His other effect I rarely use. It's just to special summon like attached monsters, so I rarely use that. Really good for extending and making sure that you're always going to have a Plunder in hand. And then like the Brick of the Plunder deck, Redbeard. Basically, he has the same effect as Whitebeard in the sense that he can still tag out, but then his graveyard effect isn't as good because when it goes to graveyard, it just attaches to a Plunder monster. But it's really cool because you can do some tricky stuff by making your Plunder monsters become a quick effect by attaching him on your opponent's turn. And then for the Plunder spells and traps, it's just 1 Booty and 2 Shipyard. I wanted to play 2 Shipyard because the boost is really important sometimes just for killing your opponent, because sometimes you don't actually Runic your opponent to them to death. You have enough to kill them usually with Shipyard. And it's really good. It's just consistency, and there's a lot of really good discard outlets for this deck. So then it's really nice. And then Booty is really here. It's mandatory because it just one, it's really good for the late game because it special summons your ships or your what is it called, or your other Plunder Patrols back. But most importantly, it changes the attribute of your opponent's monsters. So then it lets you basically just use your extra deck freely instead of having to just hope your opponent is summoning the attributes you want. And that's the Plunder engine. And here's the Adventure engine. So then Foolish Burial, it's kind of like the connection between the 2 engines. You can Foolish Burial for Whitebeard or for Golden Hair. And if you do that, you see the Plunder engine, or you can Foolish Burial for Enchantress, and then you see the Adventure engine. Right? Fateful Adventure, you have to play it, obviously. Searches for the equip spell. Dracoback. I really like this card. It's really cool because there's so many discards for this deck, and having this and just reattaching Still being able to get value out of it is really good. And there's a lot of cool stuff. Being able to bounce like Kaijus or bouncing like Illegal Knight is really nice. I don't even know the name of this card. Zolaram, the Dark Palace. The effect does not matter. Basically, if an eventual token monster kills something, it deals burn damage. But most importantly, the reason why I play it is because Enchantress has a hidden effect. Basically, when you have a token on the field, Enchantress can put this onto the field. So then, if you have any tuner and Enchantress, it makes Ancient Fairy. And because this searches this, Ancient Fairy is a free card, so it gets to either search for the Plunder field spell, which searches for any Plunder monster in your deck, or it searches for the Runic field spell. And sometimes when they like Imperm or Ash your Hugin, being able to access your Runic field spell in like a different way is really good. 3 Bride of Amasir, obviously you just have to play it, summons the token. I really like it in in Plunder because it does everything you want, right? Like it just gives you 2 bodies, so it just lets you make a bunch of like synchros or a bunch of links, or it gives you another layer of negate. And also like sometimes like Plunder sucks against spells and traps sometimes, so just having like Draco back and just the boss monsters that these provide is really good. Illegal Knight's really good in this deck because you give it to your opponent, so then it's always like a dark monster, so it's really nice. And then this guy, he just he negates stuff. And then for the Runic engine, so I play the Runic engine because before I was playing like a 40 card version with like hand traps and stuff like that, but I felt like they were super not impactful, so I just said, hey man, if I go first and I full combo, I'm just going to draw Runic cards, and my opponent's not going to be able to play. And I'm just going to play a bunch of board breakers instead of hand traps. So I play 3 Tip, 3 Destruction, 3 Fire, 3 Freezing, 3 Slumber. Those are all like pretty sure 3-ofs in like every single Runic deck. But then 2 Dispelling. It's really good because just Dark Law is really nice right now. Just like Kashtira is super inconsistent sometimes, so then just being able to like rip their like only play is like really good. And I wanted to play a lot of Runic cards because again you're playing 60, so you just want to max out on just playing Runic cards, because the more Runic cards you have, the better it is. And Fountain draws you your entire deck. And then here's just a bunch of non-engine cards because that's like why Plunder is good, because you draw an extra card every turn. So then if you draw the non-engine cards, they're like super impactful. So Tactics, really good because you're 9 times out of 10 your opponent doesn't know what what this deck does. So then you're gonna hand trap you incorrectly, and then you'll be able to like capitalize by activating Tactics, like look at your hand or drawing 2. And then even like the stealing effect is really good in Plunder because like the Blackbeard is like super generic. So it's like overall just really good. 2 Fenrir. I just put this in my deck last minute because I noticed how big my deck was. I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna make it 60. But this card like super overperformed. It's really good because like if you don't draw Plunder cards, like Adventure Runic Fenrir control is enough to win a lot of games sometimes. And then it's really good because it's like a +1. Because like what happens a lot of the time with the Plunder engine is the Plunder engine itself is like it cycles through everything. You just need like +1, so like when it cycles, like it's going to be discarding those the +1s you get. So that's why like Fenrir is really good. It just gives yourself a body. And then it happened like 3 or 4 times at the regional where I would just summon this, attempt to activate the effect. They would be scared of it, stop it, and then I'd just be able to play. A small Kaiju engine. Kaijus are really good because Pearly's in the format, Arise Heart's in the format. This is really good, just like blowing up the board, giving yourself another monster so you can link with it to make Blackbeard. And then you can discard this card, and then when it's in your graveyard, you can banish it to search for any of the Kaiju, so it just gives you added value. And the other cool thing is like in this deck, it's really hard to kill you once you get going, but sometimes it's like hard to win. So like a lot of times that would happen is like I would just like not die, they would end on like one negate, and then I would just like Kaiju and then be able to like push through to be able to kill them on that one. It's really good. I think it's like staples in Plunder. 3 evenly matched. I just wanted more board breakers. I wanted more cards that were like, if I draw this in conjunction with another card, it would probably beat Kashtira boards, or it could help pick apart like Manadium or other boards like that. And this card is super overpowered. Every time I drew this, it was really, really nice. Because like in a simplified game state, Plunder is like really good. 3 Ash Blossom is my only hand trap. I just thought it was like the most impactful hand trap. Maybe not impactful is like the wrong word, but it's like the catch-all. It's like good against everything. And then, yeah, sometimes you just catch a branded player with their pants down and you just win. And the last card is Call by the Grave, because sometimes Ash Blossom is annoying. A Veiler, Droll Mockbird. You know, it's just really good. It's just like a power card. All right, so here's my extra deck. I think the reason why I like this deck so much is it uses Ancient Fairy Dragon really well. Basically, your Plunder Field Spell, you know, you can get it back. You can get back your Runic Field Spell, and then the Adventure Field Spell is free. So then this is just like a +1 machine. A lot of the times, like when I play at my end board, I'll leave up Ancient Fairy Dragon up. And then like there's the Pearly Field Spell, there's the Kashtira Field Spell, and it's just like I just get value of it every turn. Baguska, it's only here because if I get shifted, summon Baguska and pray, and sometimes it's good. Obviously, I'm playing Runic cards, pretty staple. I'm playing the bare minimum because I really want a bunch of flex cards in my extra deck, and this is like literally the bare minimum you can get away with, because in the basic like Plunder combo, if you open up like 2 Runic spells and Whitebeard, you use both of these in the combo. So there is a world where maybe you play like 3 Hugin. And then is there anything else? Coral Dragon. It's part of the combo. If you just open up Whitebeard in this, it just gives you another draw. It's just really good because it just like filters out your deck. And then for the ships, 2 black ship, 2 light ship, 1 earth ship, 1 fire ship, and 3 Blackbeard. Light ship negates monster effects. Blackbeard banishes monsters. This special summons guys and searches, banishes backfields, and is the linchpin of the deck. Basically, he like turns every single one of your monsters into like a quick effect, turn it into one of the ships. So and draw a card. So it basically like lets you draw every single turn, and yeah, like these cards are just really, really good because your opponent, you summon them, your opponent doesn't know what's happening, and then like 2 turns later you're like +7 and they're like -5. And then the side deck, this is like the worst part of my deck. I kind of made this deck last minute. There's definitely a lot of changes. I would definitely try to find a way to put Contact C in my side, because I side Retaliating Sea, which overperformed, and I feel like having more cards that make Retaliating Sea better would make the deck good. 3 barrier and 3 anti-spell. So normally in like a 40 card kind of deck, I would just play like 3 of this, but I wanted, if you up the amount of cards in your deck, you kind of want to change your side deck philosophy a little more. So you want to like, I want to side double the amount of going second cards, because, you know, my deck size is bigger, so my side deck needs to, you know, equate for that. So then I sided these. This one's kind of weird because I'm playing Runic cards, but like honestly, setting Runic cards is totally cool because you just need the tempo of stopping them for a turn, and usually the plunders will carry you, so it's fine. And then usually people decide like heavy for you, like Dark Holes, Talent, stuff like that. And this card was like really good, overperformed. 3 Retaliating Sea, broken versus like the mirror match, well, Runic mirror matches, and also really good versus Pearly. I think this could be looked at too. I don't think even though I did lose to Labyrinth, I don't think having backfield destruction is as needed, because like this deck's really good at like grinding with your opponent, so maybe I don't need these, but it's nice to have these because they're just like blowouts if you ever draw them. And then 3 Bell because I'm really spooked about what is it called, Branded and Labyrinth resolving their effects. Like I'd rather do this because like it stops them from playing. But like these can still just get eradicated sometimes, or it could just get like, like flooded out randomly. But like this, it just like is hella tempo, so then you could just kill them or stop them from being able to play for the rest of the game. So yeah, that's my 11th place Plunder Patrol deck. Test it out. Let me know how it goes. I really actually think it's like pretty good, and I think I'm gonna keep trying it a little, as it moves on with the format. All right, thanks. Bye.